Okay, I'm gonna be trying out a hunting build today because I have not played Darwin since a couple patches. I played it. I played a little test run before I started streaming
So here I am.
my
Caravan is
very
gone.
first
If I
playthrough of the
knew.
game of
Only I
Darwin,
need.
just to try out Rags to Riches when it first came out. Because just before Rag to Riches, I was experimenting with Darwin, um, doing a full archer build. Um, and I was carrying around two separate bows on me, one for the overworld map and one for dungeons. Um, because there's a they have done some changes to
Is that so? So here.
the stats on items, but at the time I'm not sure if it's still the same way. We'll have to see in this run. A lot of the bows have very diverse ranges and positive and negative modifiers on accuracy and other stats and like energy costs and stuff. So I was using like a longbow on the overworld to like snipe things from very long distance, and then I was using a more shorter range bow for dungeons that had more knockback chance and such, so I could keep enemies away from me. And I think immobilization chance as well. I'm not sure. But the reason I want to play Darwin is he used to have a different passive in the old build, and then when the character pack update came out, they changed all the passives, and now Darwin has the Ranger's Grit, where before he used to have a passive that when he spots an enemy for the first time, he gets a bunch of raw stats. But now he's defined as an archer by getting Make Halt, I believe, because I believe Make Halt is... Oh, does it actually steal one of your AP points? It does. Because normally you start with 3, right? Yeah. So that's kind of a... That's a downside. You immediately make me spend a point and make halt? Come on. Give me a free point. Okay. Ranged weapons. Or wait. Make halt? Is that survival? Oh, it is survival. Oh, and then you forced me to get a survival thing. I say you change that, creators, if you ever hear this. Fix that. Just give us a free point. 'Cause I'm pretty sure you start off with 3 points. I remember that. On the Arcanist thing, I was able to get all 3 points in the arcane tree at the very beginning of the game. But, okay. I was probably going to end up getting that at some point anyways, but it's kind of lame. But, yeah, he gets a passive that has to do with butchering, and then he gets additional points for every survival, 3 learnt survival abilities. And now I have a feeling that this is also kind of a nerf with the Make Halt, because on one of my little side playthroughs that I did testing out all the 3 different new characters they added, it didn't count this as specking a point for the Dark Elf guy. Because his thing is that if you spend a certain amount of points in a tree, that you get an additional point So my thought is if I were to put this in, I'm not going to get the free point. And I'm also probably not going to get a free point even with my next spec. So this is... I think that he created this to kind of almost be a penalty for some reason. I don't know why, but that means that you'd have to... Yeah, that means you only get a total of 3 points if this one doesn't count. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, of a total of an additional 3 points for fully filling in the survival tree. Okay, so we're going to probably be putting most of our points into perception. And then probably strength. Yeah. And then maybe agility. I think we're gonna go perception. And then maybe strength. And let's start off with take aim, because we are doing an archer build. I think we also want to pick up this. We'll do this just to get the map cleaned in. Okay. We got the old grave over here. Oh, interesting. We got Pilgrim's Rest spawning over here this time. He must have put a little bit more variety in the positioning of the dungeons, because it used to be pretty static in the older updates where Pilgrim's Rest would spawn up here. Or here, I think. I can't remember. One or the other. And then the graveyard or Pilgrim's Rest was up here, and it was over here, and the fort would spawn like somewhere around here. But it looks like there's a little bit more variety on the maps now, because I've had Pilgrim's Rest spawn down here. And now there isn't a dungeon up here, which is cool. And this one's kind of moved over a tile, because most of the time it spawns like here. Ish, I think. I like that there's a little bit more variety with the randomness on the map. I was starting to think that most of the static locations weren't able to move around. But it's nice to know that that isn't the case anymore. Okay. We're gonna need that dagger for skinning. Let's adjust our inventory a little bit. So we got arrows. We got food. What do we have for equipment? Basic stuff. Okay, let's see what you got. Don't know if I can afford the crowbar right now. We got lockpicks though. Darwin's starting gear is actually fairly good. He has a very strong bow, We'll stick that in as a melee weapon at the moment. His chest piece is pretty decent for light equipment. And then he's got pretty standard array of the basic starting gear that most characters have. And then starting with lockpicks is pretty decent, I would say. So we won't be upgrading our bow for a while because Darwin's short bow is actually pretty good for the early game bows. We may need to grab more arrows at some point. I would still love a crafting recipe for arrows, which is something I talked about in my first playthrough a little bit. But there's definitely much more plentiful amounts of arrows in the game than there was a long time ago. It was during my full archer build before the Rags of Riches came out. I was having a hard time keeping supplied on arrows due to how many I was using constantly. I think we grab the workers' gloves. Yeah, those look good. These give dodge chance. And a plethora of really good defenses. What's this thing new? Okay, it's the same dodge chance. I do like the fatigue resistance. Especially I'm going to be traveling the map quite a bit. So maybe we get this hat instead. And then I think we just grab the fumble chance decretion. Pointy shoes. Okay. So we're going to want to pick up the Alchemist quest. Because this is an easy way to get some early medical supplies. The Argamon for the quest always spawns here. And then to get the Experiment, which is a part of the quest, you can sometimes find it on the outskirts of town. I don't know if... Yeah, I think that the spawns aren't static on the first tile. They're still random. So there's still only a chance to find the Experiment on the outskirts. Finding a lot of lentils. That's good, we can make some lentil soup before we leave. I may have to... The only thing with how we're building is I may have to not wear a cape. Like I do in a lot of... Or a cloak, I guess, if you want to say it that way. Unlike with a lot of my other characters. I guess, okay, we're gonna have to move on to a plains tile to look for the Experiment. Couldn't find the Experiment on the first tile. Okay. Nettle. Fleetwood's one of the other parts of the quest. You could find it along any road pretty much. There's some Experiment. Perfect. Okay, back to town. Okay. Back to the Alchemist. And he's moved back inside. I have finished your task. My 2 healing herbs. Herbal extracts. We got rope and the smoke mix. I'm gonna grab both of those recipes. Let's... Well, I don't need to buy it. I can make rope. Make my own rope and do that. I would love another bandage, though. And probably... we'll grab one of each of these. Yeah, that works. I would love to get another antitoxin, but we're running out of money now. So we're gonna craft some rope. And then we're gonna pick up some sticks. Should I grab that other stick? Oh, it's weird that there's none over here. Okay, we're gonna grab this one then. Okay. Make ourselves a splint. Okay, let's move everything over a little bit. Get these guys over here. Move this up. Put these here, these here. Do that. Put this here. Okay. So we're going to want to sell these recipes to get back some of our money that we spent on them. Boom, boom. Okay, we're going to make some food. My thirst is quite high. What? I didn't... Drink. There we go. Okay, let's grab a plate. And then we will make some lentil soup. And we'll carry that around with us. When we find a bandit camp, we can replenish. I wouldn't mind picking up another water flask, but I think I might be able to find another water container to put stuff in eventually anyways. So I think we're going to want to go down here to find the broken down caravan to get the plane to give to the carpenter. But I think I'm going to hand over to this point of interest first. Just to try to see if it's a bandit location. Also, with Darwin's passive, we're going to be wanting to find dens. For each den or hunting grounds visit for the first time. Up to 15. So we're going to want to visit 15 dens or hunting grounds pretty much as quickly as we can. So that we can get an additional 15 experience gain, and also it'll increase our butchering chance on harvesting pelts up from 20% to 35. And then I assume in the survival tree I'm assuming in the survival tree there allows butchering to harvest pelts. Blah blah blah, piercing. Okay, that doesn't increase the chance. Okay, that adds another 25%. So that on top of the, what, 35%? It's like a 60% chance to get a pelt. And I'm assuming that there's other modifiers that I'm just not aware of that happen when you skin using certain weapon classes and what damage type you use when you kill the enemy. Snakes are never even worth killing, I don't think. Luckily I saw it. I hate vipers. Just getting poisoned by them is such a pain. Because then you have to build your immunity back up. Okay, this is the question mark square. Is it a bandit camp? Yep. Okay, we got bleed on him. Luckily they're missing. Okay, I'm in some extreme pain here. Let's do this. Patch up my chest a bit. Probably sleep this off a little bit. Are any of these things in decent repair? That's at 50. It's 50% damaged. This is at exactly half. Yeah. Why is it getting penalties then? I guess because it just hit the threshold. I'm assuming the next swing's gonna bring it below 35. Maybe I should have gone to the guy in town, the guard, and grabbed a weapon to use in my hand. Lockpicks. Those I can sell at least. Pretty standard camp. Could make some more lentils. Okay, we're gonna sleep off this chest injury a bit. Okay. Almost at the next level. Will we be able to spec into something? That requires 6. That requires 6. We might get distracting shot. Killing enemy. Interesting. Or we might go further into the survival tree. I do like cauterizing wounds. That's 3 points, 3 points, 3 points. Because we're probably wanting the butchering stuff. Ah, there's the feral dogs. Okay. We're almost at the next level. Okay, there's another question mark down there. We have enough for a rope, right? I'm gonna make another split to replace the one we used. Since we're in the forest. Split. Also, I wish there was a way to like pull up what recipes you had. That'd be cool if, I think that they should stick another tab here. Or maybe not in the quest, but maybe, I mean, there's room for it here. You could stick like a little recipe list. I'd just love to be able to see what knowledge I have of recipes so that I can accurately collect the right things when I'm out without having to just look it up on a wiki or just commit to memory what I need. Okay, we got the XP for that. Got the level up. We're gonna put in perception. We'll probably get the cauterize. Yeah. I think we'll get the cauterize. And then probably get first aid. If affected by vigor, improves the condition of all body parts by 12% and doesn't increase pain. Okay, I do like first aid. First aid's pretty sweet. We're not going to want to deal with this quite yet. Let's go down to that question mark. We can also fill our water flask back up at the little lake here. Should not be going straight down the middle of the map, though. Is the talent still in... Yeah, Pathfinder? Allows examined surroundings to reliably hear all creatures within 120 of the vision radius. Also reveals their tracks. Law grants vision, increases passive chance to hear other creatures by 50. Hearing an enemy permanently applies them with 5% damage taken and negative 5% dodge chance. And also gives Vigor the ability to reduce fumble chance. We're also probably going to want to hunt some rabbits when we're on a plains tile. Even though I don't think we have a recipe at the moment for meat. because you had to grab that from the mill. We could also see if there's any ducks around the outskirts of the pond. I spotted a viper. I didn't see it. Okay, there are some ducks. Curses. Gotcha. What's the recipe for bundle of sticks? Four? Maybe I'll make one of those. Oops. Spears are pretty decent with but that one's not the greatest. Spears are pretty decent with the range build because of what they do. Immobile chance is really good. Grants spear strikes against targets affected by immobilization or net armor penetration. Interesting. Oh, I don't remember this and or net being added. Maybe the effects of net counted and they're just clarifying that net also affects it. Or maybe they just added that and tried to make spears function with nets. I might do the spear thing with the bow thing, but I don't know. We'll see. Okay, we got more lentils. We got some feral dogs incoming. Quite a few of them. Okay. Could do that to get rid of the bleed. Unfortunately, I don't have any pain items anymore. And we are quite damaged all over. think we eat this just to get that little bit of sated, just to get the healing efficiency for a couple rounds. Yep. I'll move this down for now. Fortunately, that one dog got away, so we don't get XP for him. Hey, there's some rabbits. Okay, got that tender meat. Okay, Spear Bandit. Got a mobile chance on him at least. I don't like that guy's getting away from me. Because he's going to take his arrows that I stuck in him with him. Let's hope he doesn't run off map. Because maybe he'll path back. And not more feral dogs. Okay. Be careful because this is the bandit camp. Okay, perfect. I want to get rid of the two-hander as fast as we can. Why can't I? Oh, I'm out of arrows. Okay, homemade sword we can turn in. We are quite damaged at the moment, so we are going to want to rest off some of this pain here. So let's take a bit of a nap. Okay, our pain's down now. We're gonna wanna... Oh, that's good. We can save so I don't lose that, because I like getting an early horn. Pick this open. That's a good assortment of stuff. Guess we can drop the sticks. I was planning on making the bundle, but I guess I got distracted and didn't make more. Okay. Save her up. Okay, what do we want to do? We probably want to go back to town to sell this stuff. So I guess we can skirt the mountain line and unlock a little bit more on the map and then go here and rotate back up. Just to get the XP for discovering that location. Let's just quickly check my cooking recipes. Yeah, meat skewer. Should make one of those since we have the sticks at the moment. stick, meat, and then mushroom. Nice. Okay. There's a leak. That means that we should also make some lentil soup as well to clean up our inventory a little bit too. Let's pour into lentil leek. There we go. Should grab the water. Don't want to leave without the water. Okay, let's just keep hugging this mountain line. Yep, we'll find another question mark. Him. We did get the recipe for the smoke mix. That helps with pain, if I recall. Okay, good. He died of bleed. We're also gonna need to get the archery pouch for my arrows. Got a pretty full knapsack. Let's take a sip. Okay. Another bandit camp. Ooh, and one with a water pail. We can stock up on our water since we have 2 carrying flasks for it. Okay. At least this archer will allow me to get a couple more arrows. Was positioned a little bit better against that guy, so he was able to hit his buddy instead of pelting me. Okay. Perfect. He's out of arrows. Lots of arrows scattered on the battlefield. Okay. We're looking all right. Collect some water. Our pain threshold is almost at 50. Okay, there's some rope. fist shield to partner with my dagger really is pretty decent. I'm gonna want that to sell. I'm gonna want some of those things to sell too. Those are all really good. Okay, let's do this. And since we have the water pail here, let's fill this pot up. And then we'll make some more lentil. We don't have any mushrooms at the moment. There's some more arrows on the ground here. Okay, we're pretty close to the next level. We need to save up. Okay. What's the smoke mix recipes? It's gonna be hemp in a stick. Pain resistance. Pain limit. Okay, it drops pain by 10. Okay. It's a pretty easy recipe to craft then. Just need a stick and some hemp. I think this is considered the alpine. Yeah, these help with pain, don't they? Yep. Okay, let's make one of these. Hey, I just need a little more XP. And we could maybe get that off of crafting another splint, since we have everything needed for it. There we go, we get a level. Stick that into perception. How far are we away from dropping down one more tier in ranged? Four more points. We'll probably pick up first aid then. Yeah, we'll do that, and then next level we'll do that, and we'll get another free point. Oh, we got a free point. Okay, so this one did count. But we're still only getting 3 points in this tree in total. Do we have armored combat? No. Because I wouldn't mind getting self-repair. And since we're probably going to do a light armor build, we're going to want to get custom adjustments. but we're gonna just hold on to this point, I guess, for now. And I'll move these down here. Okay, we got a question mark down here. We'll grab that. Another question mark. Okay, let's see if this is a den or something. So we can start getting our passive. Oh, it's a cave. What does it say this one is? Is this like a cave? Yeah. Okay, we don't want to poke around in here at the moment. We are not quite powerful enough yet to deal with the enemies that spawn within. What's Burnett do again? Bleed resistant and health replenishment. Neat. Can't wait for alchemy to be in the game, especially with all these like new special herbs they added. I'm assuming that's coming in the next patch. Okay, this question mark is definitely the plain quest. So I'm gonna have to be careful, because usually it spawns not exactly on the... Only one bandit? Usually there's like 3 or 4 of them. I'll take it. Is this in good condition? It looks beaten up. Don't know how I can make room for it. We can do this just to look at it. It is a tier 2 weapon. Yeah, we'll drop it for now. Okay. Read this. Put this in here. Unfortunately, I don't have... Oh, and I forgot to grab all that stuff at that one bandit camp. I guess I could go back for it. Same thing with here. I could come back for these ropes and such. Potentially. But this is quest complete. I'm gonna make a mushroom salad, so we'll grab that when we get back into town. Okay. Yeah, because I missed out on those antlers as well. What is the sell rate that this guy has? Oh, he doesn't have any penalties, at least. He buys sacks of salt for a decent amount. He just wants valuables. And you can sell him the trade goods. Well, we can sell him this. He doesn't have a recipe at the moment. I think he eventually gets one if you get your rep up. We can ask for some rumors. See if they know of any locations. An encampment day. Okay, here's the stove. Let's make a mushroom salad. Mushroom. There's 2 veggies. 5. And we'll use the beet, I guess. Perfect. What's upstairs? Just the bedrooms. Okay, we can fill up on the water here. Okay, we're gonna want to bring the plane back into town. Just to free up space in our inventory, and then we can... I don't remember which camp it was at. I think it's this one. We're gonna want to head back down and grab those valuables. And then I guess we can hug the mountain line and explore this region. We got this question mark for a camp down here, so there's that. With all the map exploration we can do, we can probably get ahead of the power curve for these early dungeons. At least level-wise. We're also kind of wanting to hope to find some higher tier gear to kind of push us ahead. What time of the night is it? That's one of the guys that Bran did stuff with in the tutorial. Okay. Sleep till 9. Okay, we don't really have anything to sell because we forgot to pick up that stuff. Well, maybe not forgot, but didn't have room. Do you buy, like, wholesale duck? No. It's not even worth that much anyways. Let's pluck it. Gives it fresh time on it. Could grab this. But I'd rather just find one. Even though finding one is gonna have a chance that it's fairly heavily damaged. We can also just get the necklace. Let's sell one of these lockpicks. We're probably going to want a crafting kit at some point to carry around with us, because we're going to be wanting to build the traps and such. We're probably going to want to get some more arrows. They're more expensive now. Jeez. Now I really want crafting versions. Oh yeah, I have to give you the plane. I forgot about that. I found this plane. Perfect. Okay, we're gonna want the quiver, and we have the money for it. So now we have a little bit more room to work with. We don't have to carry around all the arrows in our inventory. We're gonna want to buy some more herbal extracts before we leave. And we're gonna also want to repair. I'm just gonna sell this. The issue is, does the bow actually get damaged now? Yeah, it does. He must have finally figured that out. For the longest time, bows, even if you used them, didn't get damaged. I think it was just because it wasn't counting the bow as being used. Yeah, I knew I was going to get hit hard for repairing that. Which also made Darwin's start really good, because that means his bow never gets damaged. I might not be able to afford these herbal extracts. I didn't mean to pick up that stick. How much do they cost? 45, yeah. I could sell this bandage. I do want to hold on to that, though. How much is it? 45? Yeah, I'm a little bit off. I'm gonna stick this homemade sword into the chest in the inn, because you need 3 swords to give to the blacksmith, and you can use battle cleavers or homemade swords as part of the quest line. So we got one of the 3 that we need. I might as well save while we're here. And I'll just be right back. I'm just gonna grab a beverage before we continue. Okay. Crack this open. Okay. So we got this. Maybe we should grab the... Oh, we don't have money. That's the problem. That is a problem. Early game problems. I really needed to pick up all that valuable stuff. Okay, we're gonna go down and loot all that stuff we missed. I'm also gonna grab a bundle of sticks. Just so that we can make a campfire if we need to. Well, we have the inventory free to stick the many sticks in. Boom, 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 boom. Oh, cool. With the extra chance of getting a lot of pelts, we can make bedrolls. We can make hay out of herbs too. Perfect. It's a lot easier to make bedrolls now with this whole crafting menu thing. So I'm pretty sure you could make bedrolls in the earlier patches without this crafting menu. This new updated crafting menu. Yeah, it takes up the room of 2 sticks. Double lentil. My favorite cooking ingredient. Pretty sure this camp we didn't leave anything at, but we can quickly check it. And just save at it. I'm gonna have to cook that drumstick eventually into something as well. Got some hemp here. There it is. Take a quick... Yeah. Didn't leave anything at this one. Getting a lot of lentils. It would be nice to find the... Okay, let's eat this now. It would be nice to find the... I think it's like the abandoned herbalist hut. Uh-oh. I don't like the axe guys. Oh, I didn't repair the shield. I'm gonna pop that just cause that should help me heal my body parts pretty quickly. Just gonna keep this window open a second just to see. Yeah, it's ticking up decent. hope the modding community or even the creator can make like a little like translucent hub where you can just kind of like have a smaller version of this like sitting somewhere on the UI. Since I do end up opening this window quite a bit, and it's good to know as it would be good to know as you're fighting which body parts are getting hit, so that you can make an informed decision whether or not you need to reposition and retreat or whatnot. I just like having access to information. Oh, I'll grab that, I guess. Yeah, there was antlers in here. I could eat this and make some more lentil soup. Perfect. Give ourselves a little rest. I guess that stick I dropped on the ground didn't stay at hospital. Okay, we get another homemade sword. And this guy might drop a sword. Perfect. All the swords we need to get the quest completed. We'll move this over here. Over here. I'll eat that just 'cause. Okay. Yeah, we're definitely gonna want to get armored combatant when we can, because we're gonna kind of want to have a self-sustaining build, because we're pretty much gonna be spending a lot of time exploring the map with this build. So we're gonna want a lot of the ability to maintain everything. I don't know if there is a guy who can teach that in the first town, because there's a couple different NPCs you can talk to, and you can pay them a pretty large lump size of money for them to unlock the talent trees if you need specific things. Kind of wish that a majority of the, like a large majority, there is a decent chunk of them. I'm pretty sure the town drunk has shield tree. The blacksmith teaches 2 different ones, I think. Hammers and swords, or hammers and axes, I don't know. And then maybe the tailor does the armor combatant. We'll have to check. Okay, this is a question mark. Okay, cool, it's a den. So we got our first... part of our passive off. So we're now gaining an additional 1% XP and 1% additional butchering chance to get pelts. Can I sneak in and grab these truffles? I definitely can. Let's drop this. I would love to get the recipe for them. In my other playthrough, I got a recipe for marbled truffles. It's like a mushroom, special mushroom recipe. So I think it required other mushrooms as well as part of the crafting. So maybe we can get lucky and find that again. Okay, that works. Ow. Well, I got you bleeding, so haha. Okay. Don't need to waste a splint, I can just use my ability. Okay. That's fine. We're recovering nicely. Pain is still tolerable. Okay, good. Our hand is completely healed up. Okay, I'm gonna assume this is another bandit camp. But we got some feral dogs to deal with first. No, he's gonna get away. Okay, whatever. Okay. He hasn't seen me yet. Perfect. Didn't take too much damage. Get most of our arrows back. Well, this doesn't have anything totally worthwhile in it. We should probably rest a bit to get our figure. And also keep our fatigue down. Okay. We can continue our exploration down here. What are we looking like? Oh, we got more dogs. There we go. once we get the talent, I'll start skinning the dogs to get their pelts so I can make yeah. Because I don't know if I can get pelts. There's probably a chance. Probably a static chance for me to get it. But I think this will make it a higher chance, potentially. I might not even be able to get pelts at the moment until I grab that. But we can start making bed rolls. Once we can grab that talent. We only need about 200 more XP. What should be like 3 more combat encounters? Or a location and some combat encounters. Inventory wise, we're not in the best position. But I do have some stuff I can drop on the ground. I'm gonna cross the river and take the wetness. That's not a huge detriment. Much more poor for caster build, or obviously if you're wearing heavy armor made of metal, it's gonna cost you money. Let's go to the far end of this tile. Oh, we're gonna have to cross the river again. I don't want to do that. Let's go 1 tile down then. Or we could just go to the very bottom of this tile. Okay. Still not finding any question marks. Wow. I am finding absolutely nothing. And I also have a feeling that if I run into any encounters down here, it's going to be higher tier bandits. So I'm going to have to tread semi-carefully. Really? Still no question marks. I should have drank some water while I was at the river. That viper almost bit me. Not today, though. Okay, finally. Crazy that there weren't any locations over here. Oh, it's a static location. If this is that one bandit... No. Is this the dungeon? This could be the dungeon for the bandit encounter in the second town. I think, yeah, it is. Okay, I'm gonna have to be careful. Yeah, because these are higher tier bandits. I'm just gonna get the XP for spotting it, and then I'm gonna not screw around with that right now. I will eat this for now. Okay, the dungeons definitely spawned in different locations than I'm used to them spawning. Wahaha, you killed your own bro. Oops. There we go. A little duck in, shoot, duck out. Okay, there's a question mark we can explore. Surprised we haven't found a whole lot of dens. There's a feral dog. Oops. There we go. Okay, we got a little bit of pain. If this is a bandit camp, it should get us our level, though. My moods are definitely in a good position. I think it's just because we're not getting hit a whole lot. Hey, some deer. Well, if you're not gonna move... Oh. I don't know where the last time we saved was. It's pretty far back. It's pretty far back. Lame. Okay. Well, we know that there isn't a whole lot of stuff down there, so we will just bring this stuff back to town. Oh, come on. Okay, I'll do that to help our regeneration. And I have the stick. I might as well make the skewer while we're here. I didn't mean to pick that up. skewer. Vegetable, vegetable. I think we hold on to the garlic. I'll just do the lentils. There we go. I would pick up the pots from these bandit places, but I wouldn't mind keeping them at the bandit places in case we visit them. And I don't really have room to carry around a 4 square tile item. At the moment. Once we get a backpack, that shouldn't be a problem. But until then, I'll do that again to get the healing going. Now we got a moose. I was wondering why I was not able to move my character. 3 days, 3 days. Let's eat this because it actually clears a room for our from our backpack. Okay, something killed that hedgehog. Do I grab these leeches? I think I do. Yeah, they're good for treating injuries. I might as well just carry them with me since I saw them. Okay, we got that question mark that we found last time. We can cross the river and not die this time. That would be nice. Fortunately, we don't get the experience for scouting that dungeon, but what are we gonna do? We could go down there and get it, but I don't want to waste my time with that. Okay. Is this a... It's a hive. I'll have to move off map so I can see the exact emblem, because that might count as a den. I don't think that he was able to get away from me. That's my XP and my arrows. Where'd you go, bandit? Where did you go? Come back. Eh. Uh-oh. Okay. Close one. We got pain reducer, right? Yeah. Okay, 50 points away from leveling. That unlocks quite a few more talents in the survival tree. now. I got a bleed on him, which is good. Perfect. We can wait the seconds for this ability to come back, and then we can do that so we don't have to waste a splint. And then we're one experience away. I could get that for killing a animal. So let's see if we can get this duck. Nope. Can we get this bird? Perfect. Alright, we'll put another point into perception. We get 2 points to spend here. So we can go boop and boop. And then the next point that we put in this tree will get us another point. Or is it only the first time you do it? No, it's for every 3. Okay. And we, next level, are able to grab this. 1 more point? Yeah. Perfect. Ranged weapons, how far are we away? 3 points? Okay, perfect. We'll be able to pretty much get all the hunting stuff then before we unlock the next tier of archery. We level 5 right now? 4. Okay. I'm not sure if hives are considered it. Actually, I should be able to tell if I go in here. If it's tracked, I should have 2 XP bonus. Where am I getting the 10% from here? Yes. So I'm getting 2% more experience, so that did count as a location for my passive. So monster dens also count. That is good. So we've got 2 of 15 possible. So we can scout out 13 more of those locations. And max our passive out. Oh geez. Well, I'll take the meat from pig. If I had more inventory space, I would definitely skin the wolves for the chance to get their pelts. But at last, I do not have inventory space. If I had a lot of extra cash, I would probably run down to the second town. Because I think even at this point in the game, they would have at least the first backpack. Let's do this. I'll let you run, it's not worth shooting at. little fight went on here. Freaking feral mutts everywhere. Well, at least we got heroism. You're not getting away. Okay, we got 2 question marks. I would love to not be in pain, though. Fortunately, I can't do much about that at the moment. We could do this. Hopefully that'll make our torso heal faster. It might be even worth using the splints if you have them because of how much they heal over using this. This is kind of better for emergencies. Though I think it's more effective if you're under the effects of vigor. Okay, this is the tile with the question mark. So we'll try to get to the dead center of the tile. Okay, it looks like it's a bear den. I have to be careful, but we need to spot it. There we go. Decent chunk of experience. So that's... Oops. Uh-oh. This is a slightly higher level bandit. We're gonna want to kite him down to the next tile. Just to keep him from his buddy. And he's got a shield. This is like the least... equipped thing that I have. I might have to kite him into... I think this is the best we got. This one less damage than mine. Looks like it. Perfect. Maybe not though, maybe it's a little more damage, I can't tell. God, I'm in a lot of pain. I'm gonna stick this on my leg. That'll make it replenish faster. though I think that also makes my pain build up. Yeah. Okay, this is a question mark tile. Okay, we got a bandit camp. Okay, good. Perfect. I like that we dispatched him without taking any damage. Two-handed swords are quite dangerous. Okay. Take the leech. I might waste my splints here. Just to make healing a bit better. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna rest off our injuries because the pain is just gonna be causing us problems. Okay, we got some money. And we can remake one of our splints. 2 sticks right here. We'll just drop this temporarily so I can make room. Oh, we have the talent now that has a chance of collecting things, extra things while foraging. That's why we got more sticks. Okay. I'm gonna eat this bread that we've had in our inventory since the beginning of the game. Just to clear some room as well. Okay. Was there anything in here? We got everything in there. Okay. Let's go up here. And we'll just explore. There we go. Want to make sure I was positioned between the archer and his buddy. There we go. Okay. We could explore this. We're gonna get one more combat encounter because there's always bandits chilling outside. luckily he was missing a lot. Boiled egg. Sure, we'll eat that. Anything cool in the cart? Another bolt of cloth. You do need those for one of the caravan upgrades. But they are worth quite a bit early on, so it might just be worth selling them and just hoping we find another one by the time we need to upgrade that particular upgrade. The problem is that I believe that the bolt of cloth is required for one of the tent upgrades, which is the more important upgrades that we need for our camp once we get it going, because we're going to want to keep Vigor on constantly once we can, because of the buffs that we're getting to Vigor from the survival tree. We're also probably going to want the pigeon upgrade as soon as possible, because being able to move the caravan around is going to be quite useful to us. Okay, it's still nighttime, but it looks like early morning, so the shops should be opening soon. And I don't really want to I don't want to. Okay, shops are opening now. How much will you buy these for? Oh, you won't buy them at all. Okay. I'll give you this. I could sell that to the cloth vendor. You know what? 5 gold is worth it early. So both of these are needed for caravan upgrades, but I need the early game money at the moment, so we're going to just sell them. Perfect. Here's where a lot of my cost is gonna go. Okay, I'm gonna keep this out because I need to remember to repair my shield. Okay. We'll repair my dagger real quick. And then I need to go grab the sword out of the oh, weird, he won't actually buy it. But he will. I guess that isn't really worth lugging around only for 4 gold. Okay, we're gonna have some decent money after we cash this in. Close to 500 gold. Do you have any work for me? I have finished your task. Yeah, exactly right around 500 gold. we do need medical supplies. We also want to check. Let's see. Teach me something. Okay, he teaches maces. Let's see if this guy teaches armor, combatant, or whatever. Doesn't look like it. Maybe one of the guards teach it? We could check that. I can also pick up a weapon from this dude. A brigand camp, eh? I miss when you could loot all this stuff and sell it. Okay. Choose a... I think he's just gonna give me the same dagger if I choose the dagger. I'll pass. Can you teach me something? He teaches spears. Does this guy teach something? I think he might. Okay, I don't think I picked up his quest yet. Okay, good. I want to hold on to that for a moment. Okay, at least we know there's some stuff up there. I think we're going to want to pop over to the Lone Farmstead. We're going to want to hit up the mill to get the recipe. And we get the XP for just hitting these up. Maybe we'll even hit this up before looping around here. Then we can just like knock off this area and see if there's any dens over here. I think that's the plan for what we're doing. I'm just gonna quickly turn my oven on so I can get it ready for my meal after the stream. Okay, back. What's my rep looking? I assume my rep hasn't really gone up much. I get 50 for a dialogue option, and for completing some of the missions in town. Okay. We're about halfway to the next level. And we're 3 levels away from spot weakness. You really need to invest a lot to get the bow talents. Okay, we can start grabbing some come on. Frickin' dog, why do you have to fight me and then run off? I should have probably rested in town. Is this the same dog? Yeah, it is. Okay, I don't want him running away, so we're gonna let him get close. There we go. I said I was gonna start skinning the dogs for their pelts. Now that I can do that. So what's the reagent for the bedroll? Large or medium pelt? Yeah, that's considered a large medium pelt, I think. Unless, because it's a junk pelt, it doesn't count. Then I need rope, which I can make with the hemp. And then I just need 2 herbs. Does horsetail count as a herb? It does. Okay, we can make a bedroll now. It's gonna take up a lot of room though. Bedroll. Perfect. Now we have a safe spot. We have a sleep spot. And we got a campfire for cooking. We just need to get a backpack so that we can store more stuff. I was kind of hoping to find the herbalist hut to get the herb bag, but we did not find it. There's the shed key. I need to check if this quest gives rep just as a reference. It does not. Okay. We want your recipe. Dayteller stew is a very good cooking recipe for the meat. I think there should be another bedroll in here. Yep. And some food. Don't really have room for all of this stuff. Should have sold these, I guess. We can hold on to the key for now. I think it has a chance of respawning though. I'm just gonna stick it here for now. Does this guy buy? No, he doesn't want any of my food or anything. Maybe we can sell it to the guys up at the watch post. they could definitely want some food supplies. If anyone would want food supplies, it would be people garrisoned at a tower. They would probably definitely want liquor if I had it. Okay, let's do this so that we just spot everything this way. Quite close to level 5. And then we can get the chance to get the advanced trophies from things that we skin. Making it almost worth to skin everything. I'm gonna mark this on the map just so I know where a shovel is. Very useful little thing that he added to the game is putting your markers on your map. I still remember the very early versions of this game where you actually had to carry your map around with you. I would always try to min-max my space in my inventory by... they won't buy these though. They'll buy the fatty meat. And they'll buy the bedroll, but I don't know if that's worth. I could sell one of these, because I'm not going to be able to make, oh, he doesn't have enough, but if we repair, no, he still doesn't have enough money. Can I get him to repair this stuff? Am I not giving him money for the repairs? That's a little bugged, I would think. If I buy this, okay, now he has money. Sure. I guess the repairs don't get counted as money being taken from your inventory. I need to make another splint as well. Alright, let's cook up my daytiller stew. Actually, I could replace these with lentils. And that one's a little less fresh. I'll pour the water in. And we'll go get some more water. Perfect. Okay, that doesn't count as stealing. If it doesn't count as stealing, then I will use that to craft. Okay. Perfect. Hold on to the recipe for now. Will any of you buy my junk? No. I'm gonna quickly check if this guy... No, he doesn't teach anything. Neither do you, right? Sacred Ruin. A few hours away from here lies an old monastery that before the war or the sacred place that attract pilgrims from all over Eldor. It was the rare event that travelers from Nistra and Skull would pay respects to the relics kept there. After the Crimson Plague wiped out its inhabitants, the monastery fell into disarray and began to crumble. It happened so quick too, the building was reduced to a ruin in just half a year. This can't be right, can it? I wonder if that is the... That's the old monastery. I think that's where you can get the plague doctor's mask. And like a handful of good medical equipment. Well, we can get a free save here. Which means it might be worth going and grabbing that. It is kind of tucked up in the corner though. And we're going to start hitting higher level bandits if we go that way. And we don't even have the worthwhileness of the dungeon being up here too. See you, snake. We're gonna get a bonus to range next level, that'll be good. We're probably gonna want to keep putting into perception until we hit 20. Then we can consider going into strength to up our damage output. I'll grab those berries. Useful for pain problems. I don't think we're gonna sell these. So I might as well start popping them to help with my immunity. As well as getting them out of my inventory. Okay, let's hope that this is a den. It is. It's a deer trail. Perfect. You know what? Sure. We've got a bedroll. So even if we have high level bandit problems and we take a lot of damage, we'll at least have somewhere we can rest as well as save so that we don't lose our progression. Oh, they have a carrot. Because we kind of want to spot as many dens as we can as fast as possible, because getting that XP boost for the rest of the game will definitely be worthwhile. So we're pretty much just going to be doing a lot of map exploration rather than dungeon delving on this character. We will eventually do the dungeon delving because we're going to want the rep and the money for doing such things. No, that bandit's gonna get away. Okay, get a level. Duck behind the tree. Perfect. Okay, we got the level. Let's go 1 perception. That'll give us the bonus range, bonus vision. And we get the 5% crit, which isn't terrible. We're 2 away from getting this and this. So we're going to want to store one. We're going to want to store our point that we get next level so that we can unlock both of these at the same time. I think I'm going to want to stick on this side of the tree. We're obviously going to want to unlock the full tree, possibly. But I'm going to avoid... Could grab this just for the reduction of arrow break so that we can collect more arrows, but I think I want to store my talents at the moment. We're going to want to get long shot as soon as possible. Just to help us with our hunting capabilities. But we have a talent that we can put in the survival tree. Because we've now unlocked the bottom of the tree here. We're going to get an extra point after we put it in there. Yep. So that'll allow us to get ever vigilant. Which grants all received strikes and shots a -5 accuracy. Crit and also crit efficiency for each 2% of the character's crit avoidance. Grants 5 dodge. Doubles the chance of evading traps, that's good. Removes rest mode penalties to vision, so sitting down I can still see everything. And vigor, killing enemies prolongs the effect by 20 turns. Cool. After getting that, that's good. What does vigor get from this? Crit chance? Nice. So now I have a higher chance of harvesting pelts. So now we can start making some decent money off of pelt collection. And we can get the trophies too, which sold for a good amount as well. Grants strikes and shots against animals 15% accuracy and 15% weapon damage. So we're much more effective against wildlife now. So we might be able to fight some boars. I still would rather get a bear trap before we fight boars though, because they're quite effective against the boars and their charge attack that they have. Uh-oh. Yeah, we're starting to fight some higher tier bandits. This may end up in a death. Yep. Okay. Noted. Okay. Well, at least we didn't go back too far. We're gonna want to do this to get the deer trail, so maybe we won't go over there. I really wanted to, though. But we're not really equipped to deal with tier 2 bandits at the moment. We're gonna at least want to grab this deer trail again to get the bonus. Maybe we'll go grab it once we get our caravan. The alternative is that I can try again and just be very cautious about sneaking along the outskirts of the map. Let me grab those berries again. Okay, this is the deer trail. I think I might try one more time. The helmet that you get... Ooh, if I can disarm this, I get a free bear trap. Well, claw trap, same diff. There we go. Well, now I have the exact thing that I want for fighting boars. Okay, these are still tier 1 bandits. We definitely need some better equipment though. Get very close to a level. Okay, we're going to be incredibly cautious and just skirt the outsides of the map. Gonna eat this to help with the pain. We spotted the deer trail, yep. The thing is, we know what this is, right? Yeah, it's a brigand camp. It might be tier 2 brigands, that's the issue. How close are we to the level? 10 experience? If I craft 2 items, I'll be able to level. But I'm hoping I'll get like a easy combat encounter before we hit that. Doesn't look like it. I don't want the wolf egg ring. I do not want that. Okay, let's just skirt the outside of the map. Now we're going to very cautiously approach the bandit camp. So as long as we pelt the bandits from very far away. Yeah, they are tier 2s. That is way too many of them. I might be able to split them off this way though. Did any of them follow? One did. I don't see them though. Maybe not. I don't think they... Okay, I don't think they followed me onto the next map. Let's reposition. We need to get a jump on them. Okay, we can see the camp now. I could also use the claw trap. At least one time. To give us... Well, we get the level, that's good. That gives us the additional range. grab these 2 talents. Okay, we got the range. Oh, weird, they didn't path back, did they? Okay, they did. I'm going to set up the claw trap here. There we go. Perfect. This guy's gonna die. Well, he's gonna run, actually. Hopefully we can win this 1v1. Okay, we can. This thing's at a decent durability, but it does have some penalties. Let's use this to heal up. An appendant. Sure. Okay, we'll save just so that we don't lose any progress. Nice. Okay, we'll eat this so that we can pick that up. And we'll dump the water in here. And we have a water barrel so we can fill that back up. I got plenty of vegetables. What's my food looking like? Decent. Oh, there's a wolf up there. Don't want to aggro that. Let's check this. A crowbar. I definitely am gonna want to stick that in my bag. How am I gonna fit that in? I guess we don't need to carry these. And I can't use this anymore or it's gonna be destroyed. I'm gonna rest up a little bit more just to get this leg injury fully healed up. And get a little bit of vigor. Okay. Don't want to deal with wolves. Okay. We're going to want to get to the edge of a map. So we're going to hit the bottom of this map. I'll zone down just to clear or fill in the map a little bit. And then we're just going to hug the map so that if we run into any bandit encounters, we can retreat on to the next tile. Because we're just trying to sneak our way over to the monastery. I'm hoping that this is what it is, because if it isn't, a moose. I wonder if this is going to be a moose trail then. I would love to get another trail. No, it's a bandit camp. Higher level archer. Okay. I think we may have aggroed more than one because they usually all pull when you attack one. Yep. Well, at least we're still saved back here. I might have to forego doing that camp. Let's just sneak across. We'll try it one more time. And if it doesn't turn out well, I think we'll just forego doing this camp. I don't want to aggro the pig. Hey, one more time for this bandit camp. Let's take a slightly different angle on it. Okay, we didn't get the archer this time. Oh, there he is. We might be able to use the archer to our advantage if we can position this right. Please hit your buddy. Okay, it looks like we're just gonna sneak past this camp. We can almost do it. I just don't quite have the resources to be able to pull it off. Even though I would really love to loot that place. I don't really have the space for it anyways. But maybe we spot the tile anyways. Just to get the experience from it. Because that's a 50 XP boost, which is about a encounter or an encounter and a half. If we approach from the top, this one's one of the bigger bandit camps. I should be able to spot it. Oh, there's a boar. Interesting. Maybe we can do some janky nonsense. I may be able to get that boar to aggro onto... it's wanting to roam a bit. That must be new. They're usually stationary. And now they're kind of moving around. I'm almost wanting to see if I can get... You know, I'm not going to be too cute about this. Let's just move on. We said we were going to move on. Oh. Let's do a gravestone here. Because we know that there's loot on this map. So I might confuse myself if I don't do it that way. Oh, this is one of the like high-level dungeons, I think. It looks like a high-level bandit dungeon. You know what? Let's kill this fox. He's close enough that we can actually pull it off. Uh-oh. Okay, we got it. We don't want to aggro that wolf, though. Hopefully he doesn't stand on the corpse. No. Go away! I want the fox. I want to skin it and see if it has any special trophies. Now that we have the talent for it. Okay, just a fox pelt. I wish I could loot that, but I cannot. Because fox pelts sell for a decent chunk. Okay. I have to be careful because the bandits around this are going to be like tier 4. But I want to spot this just to get the XP for it. Yep. Don't want to aggro that mage at all. Because he will frickin' wreck me. It's a dungeon, right? Yep. High tier bandit dungeon. Well, at least we know it's there. Don't know if we'll ever get to the point where we can actually tackle that, but we are at least aware that there is a high level dungeon there. Those are high level bandits we don't want to F with. And that's why we're hugging the outskirts of the map. So we don't have to. Because for all I know, this also is going to be a high tier dungeon. But I'm hoping that it's the hospice place with the plague doctor mask. Yeah, I was thinking my hunger should probably have built to the point where I can eat this now. I think we'll wait till we get hungry to eat it, though. This might be something else completely, too. I'm hoping it's not a dungeon, though. I don't want any enemies around it. Yeah, this is something new. I have not seen this location. Okay. Drop the stick to grab that. An early bell is fine. I would love to grab that, but I can't. But it's pretty easy to find a ladle. You need that for one of the caravan upgrades. Okay, I will definitely swap this for that. We're gonna eat that. We were planning on doing that. We did that in the previous carnation. It is a dungeon. Okay, that's worth picking up. Let's eat the radish. Okay. This is going to be a little ballsy, but since we marched it all the way out here, see, this is like even higher level dungeon than this. I am going to do this because we don't want to lose our progression. So we're just going to save. And then we're going to poke our head inside here. We're going to be very quiet. Perfect. That's exactly what I'm looking for. Okay, I see a trap. This is what I wanted. I wanted a bookshelf. No items. Okay, we can do a little bit of poking around. Okay, we do not want to fight that. we could smash these. Alternatively, I can load. And this might reset the floor. Yes, it does reset the floor. Perfect. We could do a little bit of cheese, especially this is really nice. We got 2 cupboards close to the front of the dungeon. Okay, good. That makes this run a little bit more worthwhile. That spawns enemies. Ooh, too bad we weren't playing the caster build. Yep. This is why I always poke my head in these dungeons. Grabbing some early game or some late game equipment. Whoops. Okay. Can't do any more exploring. We're not fighting anything inside of that dungeon. But big bam boom, we get a bunch of experience for reading that book. I don't think that unlocks the electromancy tree. Too bad we weren't playing a caster build. We could hypothetically keep re-rolling until we get something that works better with the with what we're doing. But I think that we're just gonna settle for that layout because I don't think we're gonna get any luckier than 2 cupboards with some decent equipment in it. Now, if we die on the way back, then we could possibly re-cheese the dungeon because we will spawn at that camp. And I don't have much I can do about that. We will check this question mark, but be very careful because if it's a bandit camp, we cannot deal with it because we could not deal with that other one. And I think that we're even in higher tier territory as it stands. But if this is a den, we can sneak in and get a little bit more of our passive going. It is a den. We just have to be very careful because we're not taking on any mooses. And they've been fucking up these wolves. There we go. Moose Trail unlocked. 1 more point of our passive. What are we up to now? We can check. Stat-wise. Where's XP gain? We're at 5. And we got these decent late game. These are going to be so costly to repair, but we got tier 4 gloves. And they're really not bad for our build. I think this is exactly what we want in our build. Because they are light equipment. They're the duelist gloves, which means that they're kind of in the vein of what we're trying to do. They reduce fumble chance and skill energy cost, and since we're using a skill constantly, that's really good. And adds crit efficiency, which is great. Counter chance isn't bad. Bleed resistance good. Physical resistance incredibly high, and really high protection on the hand slot. I think that's perfect. I definitely... Okay, that's not repairing much. I think I just kind of wasted that. We do not want to fight that dog because it's going to be accompanied by a bunch of other bandits. I definitely wasted that repair, one charge on that repair kit. Okay, those are tier 2 bandits. We don't want to fuck with those either. Yeah, the only issue with repairing these is it's going to cost like hundreds of gold to repair. But it will be worth it. And then we can kind of use the rest of the charges of this repair kit to keep the gloves topped up. And then we're definitely going to want to get our armored combatant talent tree as soon as we can to up our chances of finding scraps of cloth to repair that. Okay, we spotted wolves. I do not want to fight wolves, but I do not really want to be on this tile either because this has incredibly high level bandits on it. I wonder if this is actually a weird clearing. I'm curious. Let's go down this way. Maybe there's something special down here. Worth checking out. Have to be careful, those are high level bandits. Okay, let's see if there's a way to access the back of this mountain or if this is just a visual thing. Doesn't look like it. Well, at least we know. Okay. At least the travel over here was worth. Even more so worth than finding that plague location. Got a huge chunk of XP, got a bunch of stuff looted that is really good. This is not the best place to be because if we run into an encounter, we're not going to have an easy retreat path. But we should be pretty close to going back to fighting tier 1 bandits. I think this zone allows us to do that. We're probably going to want to stop at this camp first though, just to guarantee that we lock in and keep this loot. Because we actually got an upgrade, a permanent upgrade pretty much for the rest of the run. As well as a huge chunk of loot. We could grab... No, we don't have room. I was thinking we could grab that pelt and turn it into a bedroll, but we really don't have room for it. I'm gonna eat this one. Okay. Hey, this is the guy that ran away from me earlier. Sup, buddy? Okay. My hunger is about to hit its maximum, so we'll eat this now. Fortunately, I don't have any meat at the moment. It would be cool if we found, like, some dead wolves and a boar. If I could find a boar, like, fairly soon, because we have saved at that camp. I'd fight a boar, like, right within the next few seconds if I found one. Just to see how we match up against one. Okay, we're at 5, right? Was it that when we checked? Yeah, we're at 5. So we can get 10 more den locations. And that will cap us out on our passive. Is there anything more attached to the passive? Oh, the survival thing, yeah. Okay. Let's see what this is. Cross our fingers for a den. So we get 1 more point. It is a den. Might aggro that moose by accident. So we're now at 6. There's another question mark. Another chance for another den / trail. And an abandoned camp won't be bad either. Place to save and more potential loot. Though, on the loot category, we're kind of full. So the den would probably be better. Okay, it is abandoned camp. And it's gonna have loot. Okay. Don't quite have the range. Ow. I don't like that you guys run away. Face me. Well, the archer got away, but the okay, bear fat. Alright, we're gonna cook up this potato. Roast that potato. I want the bear fat. You're back. Well, I get my kill. And more importantly, the XP. Don't want crude amulet. Okay. Let's save. And open this chest. Failed. 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 Okay. Ooh. Okay. Awesome. No. Well. They will be better than my boots for a while, but those aren't what we're wanting in the long run. I'll eat this just to do that. Okay. Whoops. I didn't need to do that. Those are going to be pricey to repair too. What tier are those? 2? Well, not super pricey. That's a oops. Okay. Decent loot run. It would be so cool if I had popped my head into that monastery and found a bow. That would pretty much set us up for the entire rest of the run. But these gloves aren't bad. They're just gonna be so much to repair. And I'm gonna have to maintain them well. Okay, I'm just gonna let you run then. I'm gonna grab Fleetwood. Or 2 to help with my torso's repair. Okay. And we're gonna head down to here so that we can save up and save up and sell some stuff and repair. Do I have anything that helps with pain? Nope. Okay, we'll rest like a little. Just to get this chest injury. Wow, almost done. Got the pain down at least. Alright, let's see what the damage is. We're gonna want to repair this. And we'll repair that. Okay, what's the damage? That's what I thought. 800 gold. Okay. So let's take the valuables out of this. Okay, he doesn't have enough money on him anymore for... I think I'm going to hold on to the altar bell just so that we can get that early upgrade. Barefoot doesn't... Oh, it does spoil. Okay, we'll hold on to this for now. Stick any additional valuables we find in it. Because at least that manages our inventory space a little. And now that I know that that brand merchant quest gives those cool new purses, I'm gonna try to get one of those early because I avoided to come back and wait for his shop to open in my last playthrough. 2 one-handed mace dudes, which is easy. 3 two-handed, one-handed mace dudes. And we got Heroism going. And a two-handed guy to finish it all off. This must be a little dangerous. At least we crit him. Please hit him. Okay, you're getting away, I guess. Lame. Okay, we'll do this. Get some XP. Money. Bucket. Notable. We're gonna need buckets. Take a free splint. Okay. Okay, we're gonna want to go to that location. I don't know if I'll pick up the book and hold on to it, though. Normally I do. But we don't really have room for it. Can you stick these in here? You can, but not the bigger ones. Can you stick this in here? You can. You can stick a lot of stuff in here. Can you just put any single item in here? Nice. Okay. Perfect. That'll free up some space. We'll put the bandage in there. We'll put that in there. We don't need those in my inventory. We'll do this. There we go. That frees up some space. Sure, we'll grab the book then. Okay, this thing's not as bad as I thought it was. It's an additional 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Additional 8 sigil slots. I might just hold on to it since it's only a 150 gold increase for selling it. And since we're gonna be needing a lot of inventory space for this character specifically, we can make some more splints with that. Is there anything on this? There is a pot. Oh, this... I thought this was the herbalist hut. Guess I was wrong. I should have known that it was this location. Oh, a tier 2 bow. I don't think it's as good as my bow, though. Yeah, it's like, it's the same, it's pretty much the same bow, but it's got... Yeah, it's pretty much got the exact same stats, except I think mine has one more range, unless that modifier's from my stats, which we will quickly check. Yeah, mine has one more range. I at least can sell that. That's a good find, though. Fumble chance and accuracy, that's better for ranged. We'll eat this. Stick this in here. Money. We'll eat the beet because these onions last longer. And we will use the bit to save. You know what? That is perfectly fine with me. Decent loot. But we're gonna want to explore over here while we're still over here, because eventually we're not gonna want to come back this way. So we're gonna do a quick hugging. Whoops. Didn't mean to do that. Okay. Him. Okay. Hopefully this is another den. Ooh, it's got wild dogs. Okay. Okay, do the trail. Awesome. We're at 7 now. So we're pretty much at half of my passive. We don't want to accidentally aggro that wolf after it's done chasing the rabbit. Okay. We're going to want to hit the very far end of this, because I think there's still one more tile. I need to get my accuracy maxed. Okay. Okay, this is the edge of the map. Okay. It's fine. We know at least. I do like that I'm like barely... Does my passive help with fatigue? No. But I think the survival tree is helping with the fatigue, right? This? Well, I don't have vigor, so that isn't helping. Okay, that grants fatigue resistance. Perfect. I think there's another one in this tree somewhere, right? No. Just that vigor, well, this also helps with the buildup of fatigue, but only that one that grants the vigor, the fatigue resistance. We're gonna start wanting to rest our vigor to full and trying to keep it on us constantly. Now that we have that talent, that makes it so every time we kill an enemy, it extends the duration by 20 rounds. Okay. And just in case anyone does watch this far, and you're wanting some tips on dealing with the early game, map exploration like we've been doing in this episode is definitely what I would suggest before you go into any of the dungeons. Just to, maybe not as thorough as we have been, but, you know, hit up some of the static locations. And what I mean by static locations are the locations that you can see as you approach. Like, even if you're on the tile before, it'll have a question mark, but you will see like a little bit of the building on it. Those ones are static. And the ones that you can actually see when you get those maps like we got at the very beginning of the game. Also, bandit camps are all worth hitting up because they have a chance of having loot like these boots that we just got. And then you could do something more ballsy like we did and sneak your head in one of these dungeons. But you can always poke your head into either bandit forts for the dungeons and or pilgrims' rests, just to look for like bookshelves, cupboards, and such. Okay, I'm gonna want to go down and just scout out this little portion of the map, even though I don't think there's anything here. Because I'm pretty sure the map that we got at the beginning of the game scouted it. But I'm kind of a person who likes filling in the entire map. Oh, there is a camp in the corner. It's a good thing we checked then. Okay, and we're almost at the next level. Don't want to fight a moose. They used to not be as dangerous in the early build, but so were wolves. Wolves were considered like the lowest level things to fight. They were even less dangerous than tier 1 bandits. But that's not the case anymore. I think the equivalent of that now, I think that's why the creator put them in the game, are the wild dogs. The wild dogs are about as dangerous as the wolves were. They even travel in packs like the wolves did. Oh, this is also a really good location. We're gonna have to come back here, because I can't do this right now. Yeah. Okay. I don't like that it's so far away, but I like that we found this. Okay, this is, I think, where we're holding on to the point for the next level, right? Yeah, because we need one more point. And then we can grab both of these. Because we're going to want to grab those at the same time. But let's see what this talent is. Okay, this is the one that increases the threshold of negative effects like hunger, thirst, pain, and fatigue, and ups it by 5. So instead of hitting it at 25 and 50 and 75, it's now 30, 55, and 80. Reduces the speed of hunger and thirst gained by 20%, and grants the 20 pain resistance, and also grants sanity, insanity, morale, chance on vigor. I'm gonna want that, but okay, so we got 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Well, we're not getting those anytime soon. Are we gonna get those at all is the question. Until we reach level 8. That's 2 away. Okay. Survival tree is actually really easy to unlock. It's so annoying that this is in the corner of the map. So this, I didn't do it on my last playthrough, but we will showcase it on this one. I played a playthrough off stream of a Spellblade build because when I was trying the Arcane build out, I thought that doing a like dagger build with the Arcane and Magic Mastery, using these two traits to up the your magic damage on hit on weapon attack, would be a smart way to... I'm going to clear this part of the map on the way back so I don't have to go back there later, just for completionist's sake. Where was I? Oh yeah. I did an off-stream playthrough of a one-handed dagger build with dipping into the magic trees to test if the arcane talents work better with a Spellblade build. And it wasn't terrible. It would have probably been awesome to showcase on my original Leonis build. Because the ability to teleport one of your melee units that you're fighting with a range unit like a archer, or one of the casters, like the undead casters in the early game, allows you to minimize the damage output that you're taking and get in on those backliners. I still was a little bit unfamiliar with how the skills worked, so I was probably using the magic suboptimally. I got much better at understanding how the magic worked by the end of that arcane playthrough. But oh yeah, there's nothing on this tile. I was just filling in the map. It wasn't terrible. The idea of going dagger was one of the dagger talents allows you to swap spots with the target that you're fighting. And the arcane wormhole works that if you're standing on the wormhole, when the enemy teleports back to it, they take a bunch of damage and get dazed or stunned. So I thought that that would have some synergy. It worked. Probably works better than just my pure arcane build that I was doing. But it still felt a little clunky. I may have been speccing it wrong. I could probably rethink about it, but I'm thinking Arcane Archery might be the way to go, which we may mess with this build. It's just that we have to invest fairly heavily in survival early on. But it might be worthwhile picking up just like a couple of the... Just picking up this might be worthwhile. Or this. And then potentially this. Because this will grant us accuracy, fumble, backfire chance when we do arcane damage. And we can partner that with the Magic Mastery talent, which grants arcane damage to strikes and shots, and then goes to 2 damage if you use an arcane spell. But that's a lot of investments, because that's going to be at least 3 points of investment, or 2 points of investment to get that active. So we will probably hold off on that for a bit. So let's see if we can muster up enough money do we hold on to that until we get to the capital? I think we do. It only takes up 2 slots. Did we rep up enough? No, we didn't. I was wondering why he has such decent equipment on him. I guess it's because we hit a level threshold at level 5 for more equipment to open up. Okay, we're gonna sell the Moonstone. We'll sell that. Probably gonna sell the metal scrap. But we're gonna sell that to the blacksmith. Okay. You can repair some of my equipment. We will sell these things to get some cash on us. Then we can sell this bow that we picked up to this guy, and he can repair some more of our equipment. So it's nice to know that his bow is just a, like, 1 range further version of the hunting short bow. So you pretty much get a tier 2 bow right at the very beginning of the game. Pull this stuff out so I don't forget about it being in there. Okay. Well, at least he repairs it for cheaper. $700. We're so close. Maybe I just sell this stuff. I could sell the book. I don't have to wait for that. Okay, that pushes us into the range. Because if I repair these gloves, I know it's going to be all my money, but we can use the repair kit to keep the durability up on it so that we don't have to spend as much money repairing it. And a fully repaired one just provides such more stats than the decreased value with it damaged. So pretty much all the money we made is gone, but that is perfectly fine with me. We have some amazing gear at the moment. Okay, I don't need both of those bandages on us. I like having this. We can stick this in here for now. We need to make one more splint. We need to do something with this bear fat. Fortunately, I don't have the recipe for it, I think. You can salt it. Do any of you have salt? No. Does the meat vendor have salt? No. Do you have salt? No. Okay. And this guy's gone. Okay. Well, I can always eat it before it expires. I think we're just gonna hold onto these inside of the chest, since they last so long. We'll hold on to that for inventory space. And we'll pay for the room so that we can save. And I think we might call it here, even though I would love to explore that cavern, because that'll be another like big chunk of money and potentially more equipment, because these rusted mines are super cool. I guess I got kind of distracted talking about that separate build I did in another playthrough that I did off stream. So in that playthrough off stream, I played the arcane melee build. I found a rusted mine. They're cool. There's mine veins in there that you can mine and get chunks of minerals that you can sell. There's lots of bandits in there, so XP. It's not as challenging as the other caves, because those have the cave eaters, or I think they're called rock eaters or cave somethings. The like weird slug looking things. There usually will be a boss bandit at the end, but as long as you don't get too beat up before entering the room that he's in, he's not any more difficult than the fort bandits. So it's definitely worth, if you find the mining caves, to go do them, as long as you have room to pick up a bunch of loot. But anyways, we will do that in the next episode. We'll hit that up, and then we'll probably just clear this part of the map and then hit up these two dungeons and that dungeon and do the brewery, and then we can leave the starting town and move on to the rest of the map, going down to the capital and doing that quest, and then we will move back to the second town and probably sweep around and do some more exploration before we start dungeon delving again. But anyways, if anyone watches to the end, thank you, and have a great day.